Hello everyone, today we are in Caldas da Rainha. I'm Jose, I was born and raised in Portugal, and today we came to a very special place. Caldas da Rainha, it's a city, it's not very crowded city, it's also not a very touristic city, but it's a wonderful place if you want to come here and have some holidays, and also if you want to live here. It's a very calm city, it's not very crowded, like I said. The city has something like 50,000 inhabitants, and it's not very far from Lisbon. It's something like 100 kilometers from Lisbon, 130 kilometers from Coimbra, so it's not very far. 1 hour traveling. That's the particularity and the beauty of Portugal, is that everything, it's really close. You can find every special place in 1 hour, 2 hour traveling. So this is a city with a lot of history, but I'm not going to say it everything now, because all the things that we are going to see has some history, so I prefer to say it, you know, while I'm filming it, and I will talk a little bit about the history. I'm not a historiator, but I know some history and I can share with you, because I think what turns places more special, it's the history. And before I start walking around the city, I would like to show you the statue of the main character or the main person in this city. It's this one that we see over here. I'm going to show you. It's the Queen Dona Leonor. I read a little bit about her history, and she seems to be a very generous person, and I can confirm that because I'm reading it. To Queen Dona Leonor, the poor of Portugal. So if you have a statue that says something about the poor of Portugal, it definitely means that this queen has some connection with the poor. So I'm pretty sure that definitely she was a good queen. Now we are going to try to cross without an accident. So, like I said, we are going to walk a little bit now through the city. You see this wonderful green passage that we have here. We're going also to visit, but I want to show you other things that we have around in this city. Of course, well, I don't meant to go to the most, you know, crowded places here. I don't know if there is, but I don't want to go there. I don't want to go to shopping centers. I think they have one here, but at least I want to show you the most beautiful spots and the best spots that they have here. I know that this city has a district hospital, sorry, but I need to show you this. Beautiful. So, like I was saying, they have here hospitals. So even if you come or on holidays, or if you come here for living, I'm pretty sure that you will have health care that you don't need to worry. Let me show you also the architecture of the houses. So it's a city which the buildings are not very high, so it's not allowed to build like 10-floor apartments or something like that, maybe 4 or 5 floors. It's the only that are allowed to build. I have been here in this city for it was a long time ago. I think the last time that I was here was like, I don't know, 23 years ago. You can imagine, this is what I like. Very tiny streets that you can open your arms and you touch the walls. You know I love them. Yes, and now the things that I want to show you, it's a fruit market. It's a very old fruit market. I was reading about it, and it was it's not for certain, but it was a gift from the Queen Dona Leonor to the farmers of this region, so they can cultivate and they can sell their products here in the market. So we're talking about a market that has more than 500 years, always at the same place. And also it's important to mention that this is the only market in Portugal that you have it's open daily in the open space. You cannot find it here in Portugal in any other place. This is the market that I'm talking about. I'm going to go now for a tour. I'm gonna point the camera so you can see what they have here on this space. Some commercials are already settled, others are still putting the products on their spaces, but I can see now that they have a lot of products, not only fruits but also other things that they have here. I was expecting only fruits, but no, they have a lot of things, and probably I'm gonna find what I'm looking for. Caldas da Rainha has also a very particular gastronomy. They have conventional dishes like lamprey or sweets, like the ones that are known, and those that I want, that is known for cavacas or beijinhos. I don't know the translation for cavacas, but beijinhos means kisses, or it's a diminutive for kisses. Look at these carrots, you know, they don't look very perfect like those you see on the supermarket, but one thing is for sure, they seem to be very much biological than those that you see on the supermarkets. So if you come to this market or any other market in the country that it looks like this, you're not also just helping the economy, but you are helping the local producers. Which is something that I appreciate and I like to do. Oh, here they have it. This is the traditional cakes from Caldas da Rainha. These ones are cavacas and these ones are beijinhos das Caldas. but they also have these ones, not very well known, but they have these ones, suspirinhos das Caldas. But this one, those two are the most famous. I think I'm going to buy one of these and one of these. Yes. Bom dia.
Bom dia.
Qual é o preço dos beijinhos e aqui das cavacas?
Beijinhos 2,75, a cavaca pequena 13 e a grande 13,5.
3,5, ok. Eu vou levar uma destas grande, por favor, e uns beijinhos das Caldas. So it's 3,50, 3,5, não é? Estas e 2,75. So it's 3,50 those ones over here and 2,75 these ones.
Tem mais.
É só. Okay, obrigado. So, really nice. Here we have our cavacas and beijinhos, the kisses. Today it's not going to be cheers for you, it's going to be kisses for you, everyone. I'm not going to eat them now. I'm going to wait a little bit so I can taste it. And also because it's hard for me to open the package and heat it so you can see. Olive oil, the Portuguese gold, expensive as hell now. I love these places, and I especially love when they have a lot of things, not only fruits. I like trees, I like fruits and other artisanal objects.
Aquele biquíni brasileiro, aquela tangatina.
Oh, there is some chestnuts too.
Não.
Estas são deste ano já?
São sim.
Qual é que é o preço ao quilo? 5. Pode ser 1 quilo. We're going to take some chestnuts. It's going to be my first ones from this year. It's 5 euros each kilogram, which is not that much considering that it's expensive product. Obrigado. Obrigado. Okay, here we have our chestnuts. I like to eat chestnuts. I make them in the fire, but I like to eat them when the weather is cold. So, as you can see, we are in October and the sun, it's still burning. So it doesn't push to eat the chestnuts, but I'm gonna take them because they seem to be very good. They are very big, and usually those that you find on the supermarket are smaller. That's why I decided to buy it. And also, the lady seems to be very nice. And believe me, the best thing that you can do it's to buy on the locals, but not only on the locals, but when you see someone, an older person that is doing this kind of job in selling their products, it's probably someone that really needs to do it, because in Portugal the pensioners don't earn a lot of money. So when you're helping or when you're buying to those persons, you're really helping the community, you know, people that really need that money. And that's why I like to buy on the locals. And even if they're selling something that you might not need, when you see some older people selling, it's because they need, and you can buy it. Sometimes it's only €1 or €2, and if you don't need it, you can buy it and you can offer someone else, because you're really helping those people to survive. In some cases their pensions, I don't know, it's €300, €400, and how can someone in Portugal with that age that need medical assistance, medicines, can survive with €400 per month? What are they going to need to eat all the month? So what I ask you, if you come to Portugal and you see someone really old selling in small tables on the street, it's because they really need it, and you can, it will be very generous from your part to buy it. Let me share with you what I have here at the middle of the street. They're just walking around. They don't bother anybody. That's really nice architecture. I think we're coming back here, but now I would like to show you this garden. They don't really call it a garden, but they call it the forest, and now they also call it the forest Dona Leonor. So everything here is connected to the Queen. She was, I think, what I've read, she was really generous person. She died at the age of 67. She was born in 1458 and died in 1525. So for that time, died with a 67-year-old, was good. Can you listen to the birds? It's very beautiful to listen to this kind of tropical birds, but in fact they are not from Portugal. They probably, you know, run away from some kind of a cage, and later they started to reproduce themselves, and now we have them everywhere. We also have them in Lisbon, in fact. But you know, it's a gift to live in a city with a place like this, a garden that you can come and read your book, bring your breakfast and eat here, listening to the birds, and see all this life that they have here. Look. They also have a lake here, and I'm not sure, but I think you can rent or pay for a walk on the boats, because it says houses of the boats. So I think that if you come here during the weekdays, you can pay for a boat trip on this lake. Another swan. Oh, it seems to be not very friendly. The gate is closed, but I'm going up here so I can show you a little bit of this lake. Look, there are some people over there sitting and just relaxing. This might be the ducks' place and the pigeons. This is the museum. I was never been inside this museum. It's a museum de José Malhoa. It's a Portuguese, very well-known artist, and I'm sure that if you come here, you're gonna see a very beautiful exposition. I know some of his works. Really beautiful statue. Yes, for the type of trees that I'm watching here, some cypress, pinus trees, it seems really to be a forest and not really a garden. That's why they put the name Forest Dona Leonor. Oh, someone left the books in here. What happened? I think someone forgot the books in here. Interesting. I was thinking that it was those books that people leave for another one to read. It's very viral now. People leave a book and they just put a ticket and say, this book is yours, read it and share it. But no, I think that's not the case. Someone missed it, so I'm going to leave it right here. Maybe the person that will leave it will come and pick the book again. I could pick the book and deliver somewhere, but it's Sunday and I'm pretty sure that everything is closed on this forest department, so I will leave it there. Yes, it's a huge park, huge forest. I'm not going any further than this. We are just leaving the forest now, but I would like to show you something that I think it's very interesting. Like I said, we are on a Sunday, and look what they are doing here. It might seems to be not very important, but believe me that it is. You see workers from the municipality cleaning the street. It's not usual. So it's a good indicator that the politicians here, they work for the community and they want to have everything cleaned in order. So I think that is interesting. That's why I want to share it with you. I wanted to show you another thing, which is the thermal hospital that they have here. Beside the regular hospital, the district hospital, they also have a thermal hospital. It's very popular, not also in Portugal, but all over Europe. I'm going to show you the square where it's made. We are talking about an hospital that was raised by the Queen Dona Leonor in 1485. She was only 27 years old and she raised this hospital. Another interesting curiosity is that it's the oldest thermal hospital in the world. He has more than 500 years of history since the day he was raised. And this, as a thermal place, as a thermal hospital, has a very curious history. It started at one day that the Queen was passing by and she discovered some poor people, you know, regular people from the people, and they were taking a bath on those hot waters with a huge smell of sulfur. So the Queen stopped and asked what they were doing there, and they said, oh, we have some problem issues and we are taking care of ourselves to be better. And I read it also that the Queen stopped and the Queen himself take a bath because she had some skin problems, and she was treated. And after that, the Queen made some kind of a constructions, if I can call it that way, but the intention of the Queen was to give better conditions for people that were there taking a bath. They can do it safety and with you know, some hygiene concerns, and that's where it started. And all those things, all those beautiful things and actions from the Queen makes me believe that she was a very generous queen. And also because I read it another interesting, in 1495 she wrote a letter to the municipality of Évora so they can protect the Jews that were living there. I was trying to find some kind of a connection. Why did she do that? And I was trying to find some something that happened in 1495, but there was nothing relevant on our history so that she can do that. But the only thing that happens in 1495 is that her husband, the King Dom João II, died. He passed away, so it was in the same year. I don't know if there's any connection between the death of the king and the letter to Évora to protect the Jews, but she made it. I think she was a very good queen. And you know, the king himself, she was known for the perfect prince here in Portugal. In Portugal, it's very usual that we can that we associate the name of the king to some kind of something that they do. The name of the king and the beautiful, or the name of the king, the perfect one, like Don Juan II. And it was another reason why I think the Queen Dona Leonor, she was very generous, because she married with the perfect king, Don Juan II. So she might be also perfect. This is the hospital. It's a huge building over there. I think it's the thermal also, but it's some kind of abandoned, or there was a fire over there, I don't know. There's some street art. I'll try to translate it on the description. I'm going to read it in Portuguese. As sombras não são, tu também não. Nelas vemos navalhas tão afiadas como tu. Hoje eu sou a sombra, amanhã somos o mar. Os peixes voadores que saltam são feitiços virados de patas para o ar. The shadows are not, you are not either. On them we can see knives, so sharp like you. Today I'm the shadow, tomorrow we are the sea. The flying fishes that jump are spells, turned upside down. Interesting, I like this kind of art. I'm going back, because there was a interesting street over there. And now we go to another place. It's not very far, it's really close to here, and that's another reason why I like Caldas da Rainha. It's not only a place, it's not only the city himself, but it's what you can get from the places that are nearby. You have the beach very close to here. You can go by bike, it's, I don't know, 8 or 10 kilometers, and you can find Foz do Arelho, that it's a beach nearby. You also so Foz do Arelho is the closest one. If you go north, you will find Praia de São Martinho. It's a very calm beach. It's surrounded by land. It forms some kind of a lake. And in the south you have Peniche, but it's everything really close to Caldas da Rainha. Beside that, you can also have Óbidos. Probably you know Óbidos, and I want to go there. I want to go there after I see these most important spots that we found here in Caldas da Rainha. I want to show you Óbidos, because it's also a good place to go, where you can find some culture. They have cultural events all the year. And here we are now at the square, Fruit Square. I'm just going to pass through the Fruit Square again, because I saw an interesting street right over here that I want to show before we move to Óbidos. As you can see, we are at the middle of the city, and it's not very crowded, it's not full of people. People are just, you know, doing the regular things that I have to do on a Sunday morning. Some restaurants. And this is what we have in some cities of Portugal. So you see the walls, most of them are not painted, they put tiles on it. We find this a lot in Lisbon, but also here. It's the details, it's beautiful. I like a lot a house with tiles. Look at this one and the other one. All the walls are with tiles, no painting at all. Also like this one. They have these black things over here. I don't know what it means. There are some other black things over there on the balcony. It might have some significance, but I don't know what it is. And here is the statue of someone really famous in Portugal, Zé Povinho. So, as you can see, that's what you will find in the middle of Caldas da Rainha in a Sunday morning, which is the day of the week that most people are in town. You're not working. It doesn't seem to be a very busy city. I've seen some tourists, not too many, 2 or 3 couple with the kids that you can see clearly that they are tourists, but nothing more than that. So we're going now, we're going to Óbidos. There's another 2 things that I want to show you. It's the history of Caldas da Rainha in the conception of craft pieces. The first ones are these ones that I'm going to show you. The other one, it's censored, and I'm going to explain later. So this is the ones that are famous here, these craft pieces. Very beautiful. Those ones are very famous, and those are also very famous. They have more here. And they have another ones here. These ones are very famous. It's from the statue that I was before. It's called Zé Povinho. You can find it in cafes or some stores. It's very typical. So this is the regular craft pieces, but they have a very special one here. And I think I'm going to put a parental advisor here for parents. It's nothing too much. It's not even, it doesn't have any sexual connection. So I'm going to show it to you. It's nothing too much, but it's from the history of Caldas da Rainha. So I need to show it, which is these phalluses. They have a lot. They have smaller ones, the bigger ones in a glass shape, so in boobs, I don't know. So you can buy it and offer to a friend. They have, I didn't know the history about it, but they have here in English, and I'm going to read it to you because it's in small letters. So the history of the appearance of the phalluses in Caldas da Rainha. When the King Dom Luís I visited Manuel Cipriano Gomes' factory, de Mafra, he asked him to make a funny object to amuse his friend. With some embarrassment, Manuel Gomes instructed his collaborator, João Pereira, whose nickname was O Bandalho, to help him with the making of his piece. João Pereira, using the ceramic technique of the time, invented a monochromatic phallus, having the base applications reminding the most imitation technique. The nickname of João Pereira, O Bandalho, has its origin when the ladies of the court came to visit the factory while he was working. João Pereira shouted, "Hey, coloca o bandalho na mesa," something like, "Hey, put the bandalho on the table." So bandalho was a large cloth that was used to cover phallic pieces. So this is the story about the phallus from Caldas da Rainha. There's nothing sexual on it, but it's something that I would like to share with you. Otherwise you will come here and you will be surprised to find that over here, but it's just cultural. So let's go to Óbidos. So we just arrived at Óbidos now. I just want to say that it's a different municipality. We are now in the municipality of Óbidos. We were in the municipality of Caldas da Rainha. It's different municipalities. But I'm glad that we came here today because I know now that they have this kind of fair that they only do at the first Sunday of each month. So if you're in Portugal and you want to come to Óbidos, just try to be here on a Sunday, on the first Sunday of the month, because this fair it's for used stuff, objects, clothes, everything. You have some kind of fair like this in Lisbon, Feira da Ladra, but this one is also very cool, very cool. They have a lot of objects that is used, like these pieces around here, or clothes over there. You know, very old dishes. I remember those from my grandmother's house. It's very cool. And books, you also have very old books. Oh, you have this some kind of lucky thing that you buy and you always win something. Posso comprar uma senha destas? A ver o que é que...
Estas rifas são só aqui da bijuteria que nós ainda estamos a pôr, ainda não acabámos.
Ah, ok. Não dá ainda para tirar isso?
Pois é, porque entretanto se lhe sair alguma coisa, as coisas ainda não estão aqui disponíveis para poder tirar, é só por isso.
Ah, e não posso escolher depois?
Não, porque a rifa própria é que vai dizer o que é que lhe sai.
Ah, ok. Tá bom. Obrigado. Se calhar há vinda para cá e depois
é
eu passo.
É possível, exatamente. Entretanto já teremos acabado de pôr.
Obrigado. So, I was trying to find my lucky, but I was not succeed because they're still putting things on the table. So let's see this fair and see how many interesting things that they have here, like plants. Let me... It's handmade, é feita à mão, não é? Yes, this is handmade and you can find it here. Oh, yeah. You also have tools. You also have heavy machinery, radio material or amplifiers or something, I don't know. That's a lot of books, CDs, and also very old vinyl discs. I'm watching it here. Not too many international singers, but it's vinyl discs, something that is not very common. Oh, it's a Brazilian singer, very famous, Roberto Carlos. Yes, another Roberto Carlos, Mato Grosso. Yeah, only Brazilian musicians and Portuguese musicians. We also have toys. Maybe I can find you some toy that I used on my childhood. I don't know. No. Yeah, this is the kind of bike that I used on my childhood, definitely. Oh, this is a piece of art. These were old school tables that they use. Well, I used them when I was a kid, so it's not that old, but it makes me remember the time of the dictatorship. You know, every school has one of these. It's very rare, very rare. In case that you come and you need a bag for a trip, you can find one here, very old. Very interesting. It's very good. I'm glad that we came here on a Sunday and we find this. Look how interesting, an old telephone, radios, everything. And that was I'm talking about, you know, some old lady selling some products that probably she harvests on their house, and those you should help and buy something. So let's go now for the inside the village of Óbidos, so I can give you a little view of what you can find if you come to the municipality of Caldas da Rainha. And if you come to live here or you come on holidays, you also have Óbidos, the village himself, but also all the events that they made through the year, like the chocolate fair, medieval fair, or in Christmas Eve. You can find here inside the walls, because it's a village that, well, part of the village, it's inside of the medieval walls, as I can show you in a little bit. So we are now at the entrance of the village. As you can see, they have these medieval walls, which part of the village is inside that walls and the other part it's outside of the walls, as you can see. It's also very beautiful and very interesting, but we want to go and see what we have inside the walls. So let me show you, and I'm pretty sure that you're going to be impressed about it. Look at this majestic entrance. And this is the village inside. Let's go for a walk. They have here a lot of, well, it's a little bit more touristic, but most people that come to Portugal don't know that this place exists. Only the ones that are more informed. But yes, it's a little bit more touristic. But what I want to show you is that view in Caldas da Rainha. I'm just going to put my glasses because of the sun and of the light. What I want to show you is that near Caldas da Rainha, you have this place where you can visit and you can spend some really nice time. That's another thing that I want to show you. It's this typical drink. It's the Ginginha from Óbidos. You can find it in Lisbon, but if you come here, you should try one. Qual é o preço da Ginginha?
Chocolate é €1.
Sim. E dá para refill ou só uma vez?
Não, é €1 por cada. Nós
Ok.
fazemos refil dos copos de chocolate.
Ah, ok. Pode ser então um copo
Chocolate branco ou chocolate preto?
preto. Obrigado. So, here you have this typical drink that you have here in Óbidos is the Ginginha. It's made of cherries. It's very sweet and it's very good. It's very. If you come here, you should give it a try. So I'm gonna drink the Ginginha and then I'm gonna eat the chocolate. Two good things in one shot. Oh, very good. Very good. Now I'm gonna eat the chocolate. It's the best part too. Look how beautiful this plant is. No, beside this is some kind of a touristic place. You can find locals here. Of course, that today it's Sunday. It's much more people here than usually. But if you come during the weekdays, you will find less people, and of course that you will find the locals. And also because the day is hot and it's a sunny day. Can you believe that we are in October already and the weather is like this? The sky is clean, the sun is shining, and it's hot, you know, it's very hot. It looks like a summer day. That's why a lot of people are coming here today. There's a church over there. I love these white houses and the color, the blue and the yellow. It's very Portuguese, it's very traditional. It really makes me remember that I'm really in Portugal.
You want a drink or anything? Or you good?
I might want.
There's another church right here in the middle. They have two churches right here.
Faz uma foto minha.
Vambora, vocês duas!
It's the Portuguese house from Codfish Pastel. It is very interesting and I want to show you why, because it's very original what they have here. It looks like an old library, but what you have, it's the Codfish Pastel. really cool, very original the way that they, you know, make a reception to the tourists. And beside the walls you have another second protection. They have a police station inside these fortifications, so you're very well protected. Oh, I love these streets with these flowers. I want to go there, but first I want to go inside this other place. So it's some kind of another wall fortified. So you're gonna have 3 levels of security: the first wall, the second one, and now the third one. Very interesting. At this place right here, they used to do a fair, a medieval fair, Christmas fair, and also the chocolate fair. Wondering if it's safe, but I want to try. It's always good to be a child once in a while. So all these structures made of wood, because it's the only thing that it's allowed to build in here, so they're made of wood, so they can do the heavens through the fairs that I told you. Let me see if that's the better way around here. Now we need to go more down, because I'm watching people over there climbing the walls, and I also want to go there. They have here some kind of a coliseum for representations, maybe dance or theater, I don't know. First, let's see the view that we have from here. Oh yes, it's very high. Yes, it's very high in safety. I'm pretty sure that no one will ever dare to come and fight us and try to conquer our village. Okay, so let's try to go up there. I'm a little bit afraid of heights, especially in places that don't have, you know, too many protection, but it seems to be cool. The stairs are large, so it's safe. Must be something that they built for the medieval fair. that place over there, that's the direction of Caldas da Rainha. It's not that far. So this is where the soldiers have to run and keep the village safe from those who want to attack. It's literally impossible, at least from here, to climb and to conquer this village. Very, very hard. Here we can see a part of these houses made of wood. Now we have to wait a little bit because there are people coming in this direction, and for some security reasons we need to wait a little bit. There's some stairs here that can take us down there. Okay, let's go to the highest point of this wall. So in here you don't have too many things to see, just the walls. Give a walk around and see the view from here. That is very beautiful. And from this side now you can see the village and the houses that are inside the wall. We came from there and we passed here. So that part of the wall is a different, it doesn't even leave people there, it's just for events and expositions. And this is where people live, the locals. There's the wall over there, and that's the limit of part of the population that are inside the wall, and the other part is on the other side of the wall. But it's a very beautiful view.
Ou seja, nós, e depois eu penso assim, ir ao Brasil, tinha que ir ver a família, obviamente. Dava a passagem, tinha para ir à família.
We're going down and we're going to explore now those flowered streets that we find over there. I'm going inside of something that seems to be a church, but it says here Library of Santiago, and I'm going to check what it is. It really has books. But it really looks like a church. Let's go down there to see what it is. Maybe it was an old church. Don't know exactly. It's interesting. It's a mix of a church and a library. Strange, but it might have some story behind it. Not pretty sure what it is. Now let's see what I like it most. Look at the beauty of these streets, you know. I think I really understand now why this place was considered one of the 7 wonders of Portugal. In fact, it's the second. You take the second place of the 7 wonders of Portugal. And here we still are inside the walls. Look, it's very calm. You see, from here we can see that the tourists, some of the tourists don't really appreciate what I appreciate. The details, you know. You don't see here appreciating those things the same number of people that are on the main street, you know. And for me, this is the most beautiful things, the detailed things, the balconies, the plants. Look what I found as soon as I arrived. You see this plant here behind the vase. That plant, I know that plant, don't know the name, but it's a plant that you don't need to put the roots on the sand. It's just like that. In suspension, you put water and it doesn't need any roots. And the roses on this wall, it's beautiful, you know. This is beautiful. It doesn't even need to be painted like this. I would buy this house and I will just let him stay like this. That's the beauty of it, and that's what I like to be and to show to you. These old parts. And that's the best part of coming to Portugal. Try to go out of the touristic routes and go and see other things. This is a bar and also a restaurant. I see it. See there are some dishes. It's very cozy. And it's a very calm place.
Não se pode ver tudo de uma vez.
Look at those vines over there. It doesn't have any grapes, but it's very refreshing. It makes me remember my grandmother's house. She used to have one of these protections, you know. It's very fresh, especially in the sunny days. And they have some grapes here. And there are some grapes here. Look. It's very beautiful. We arrived now to a square, and they have this church in here that I want to go inside and see. It says there Santa Maria in 1890. I don't want to talk very loud, but it's beautiful, this church. Look at the tiles on the walls and those paintings. And also the roof. It was a very touching moment because I was there and I just remember those that are most loved to me. I lost my grandmother a few months ago and I want to light a candle for all those that I lost already. It was a very beautiful church. It was very good to be there. Let's continue our walk through this beautiful place. Look what we have here. I want to show you this kind of heart. I was wondering if this was intentional or if people just draw it. And so this is my finger. I think they do it like this. Yes, and then they just paint it. Wow, it's interesting. Well, it's strange. It's very beautiful to see what people leave their message here, but yeah, it ruins a little bit of the building, of the architecture. Yes, now I know how they do it. They just put the finger on the paint, because this paint, I think it's the only one allowed to paint these buildings. It's not a regular painting. That's another entrance from there for the wall. I didn't knew they have a second entrance. I thought it was only one entrance from that side. What do we have here? Wondering if it's going somewhere. Let's check. Yes, we are back to the main street almost. This is the first church that we saw. Just for curiosity, let's go inside. Beautiful church too. I try not to talk because there were more people there, you know, praying than in the other church. So I didn't talk because I didn't want to disturb, you know, people. But at least you can see how the church is inside. It's not a matter of being religious or not. It's just appreciate the way that they build things and the heart that they build at that time. Because after all, architectonically, it's things that made a lot of effort. So I think now it's the most popular street that they have here, because I see a lot of tables, so I think this is where they have the main restaurants. Just a short film so you can see. If you come here, you can take your lunch. Just for curiosity, let me see the prices. I think it's interesting for you too. Pizza 12, 14, 15, 16. So this one is only pasta. There's no Portuguese typical food. And I thought the prices were a little high, but I don't know. I prefer typical Portuguese dishes instead of those with pasta. So we just finished our journey here in the region of Caldas da Rainha. We went to two municipalities. We went to the municipality of Caldas da Rainha and the municipality of Óbidos. So you can see that very close and very close municipalities, you can have distinct perspectives. You can see a really nice place where you can, you know, have nice calm holidays, or you can just come for living here. I love this kind of things. So my friends, I hope you liked the video. I know it's a little bit long, but I could not make it very short for the amount of things that I want to show you. I hope you liked the video, and let me know on the comments what you think of it, what are your ideas, and what kind of suggestions you have for me to go. And I would like to ask you one more thing. When you comment, could you please put your name on the comments? It's for me very important that I can skip just the hello or the hi. I really want more connection with those that see my videos and are at my community. So if you put your name, just the first name, it's fine, because I want to call your name. I'm Jose. Thanks for watching my videos, and see you next time.